Hey, this is Hushfield, and this is a short companion video to the monthly fighting game charts I will be publishing from now on. I gathered all of this information in a separate video to keep the main chart clutter-free. Here's how you read the data on these charts. For games ranked 50th to 26th, you'll see its place on the list, as well as last month's placement. Since this is the first video and I didn't record last month's data, this will just be blank this month. Now next up is an indicator showing if the population for the game grew or shrank this month. You'll find a lot more games with a growing population this month, mainly due to consecutive Steam sales and people having more time to play because of the holidays. Now for games ranked 25th to 1st, you'll see the same things, but you'll get some additional data on the 30-day average of its player base and more precise growth data. Years of Reddit comments have shown that people grossly underestimate what these numbers mean. You are looking at a 30-day average of players. The TLDR is that a lot more people play fighting games than these numbers appear to suggest. Now, if you want a more detailed explanation, you can find it in the description of this video. Please note that this list is for games on the Steam platform only, because that's the only platform we have reliable data for. Unfortunately, none of the console companies are willing to publish average player numbers. By the way, if you do know of a way to get average player numbers for platforms like Xbox, PlayStation or Switch, let me know in the comments down below and I'll gladly start using these as soon as next month's video. So, why is your platform not on my list? Well, let's have a look. For Xbox, we have some data by looking at a webpage called Most Played Xbox Games on the Microsoft Store. You can find a link to that in the description. Now, luckily we can also sort this for fighting games only, which gives it at least some idea of the relative popularity of fighting games on Xbox. There's no way to get average player numbers, however. At the time of consulting this page, the top 5 fighting games for Xbox were Mortal Kombat 11, Brawlhalla, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 10. Because the unique connection the FGC has had with offline locals and tournaments, well, was forced to due to shitty netcode, a large portion of the FGC actually used PlayStation as their main platform. Now, we've seen a lot of people migrate to PC in the last 2 years because COVID completely shut down all offline competition, but I would not be surprised if PlayStation still has the largest player base in the FGC. Unfortunately, there is no way of knowing, since PlayStation doesn't publish average player statistics. There is a website called pstimetracker.com, and that sort of tracks monthly hours played, but it doesn't appear to be working very well, because if you believe that only 3,700 people played Fortnite across all PlayStation platforms this month, you are delusional. Now, I think we can trust its relative placement of the games, but not the actual numbers. So again, it's not that useful for our chart. As on other console platforms, Brawlhalla and Mortal Kombat are by far the most popular here, and they're the only two to break the top 100. Nintendo Switch, yeah, I got nothing, folks. Seriously, send help. If you know of any way to even look up or compare most played games on Switch, please post it in the comment section. Now for the Windows Store, we can get a relative position same as we could for Xbox by looking at the most popular, not the most played as for Xbox, but looking at the most popular PC fighting games. Now there's a ton of games that we don't consider part of the FGC, like Pool or Bridge, but hey, at least we get to see Mortal Kombat 11 as first, followed by Injustice 2, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, Killer Instinct and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Apart from platforms, I'm sure some people will be disappointed their fighting game has been snubbed. I'd like to focus on 2 games in particular here, namely Brawlhalla and Vanguard Princess. Now with the charts, I used to publish on Reddit every month and have a couple of people asking where Brawlhalla was, especially since the game attracts so many players and would always take the #1 spot on this list. Now, people have accused me of being biased towards Brawlhalla, and I'd like to assure you that really isn't the case. I think Brawlhalla is a great platform fighter, and the many high-profile collaborations it has received over the past few years definitely confirm this. Now the only problem I have is one of unequal metrics. When you compare free and paid games, the free-to-play games will always have a much larger player base, to the point where numbers are so skewed it's simply not useful to include them in the comparison. and that's why I came up with these parameters for the charts and decided to only include paid games. I mean, I get it, I understand it's rough to see a game you love and you feel deserves the #1 spot not even featured in the entire list, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from as well. Now, as far as Vanguard Princess is concerned, the main reason is that the version of the game that is currently on Steam was stolen from the original developer who put it on his blog for free. Now check the link to the Vanguard Princess Discord in the description if you want a full explanation, as well as links to the correct version of the game with functioning netplay. Alright, I hope that about covers it. If you still have questions or comments or suggestions on how to improve the monthly fighting game charts, just let me know in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching and have a good one.